Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard. I want to talk to you today about a genetic mutation that took place about 16.5 million years ago that scientists believe may be responsible for our epidemic of obesity and diabetes and heart disease. Apes, about 26 million years ago, started migrating north across land bridges into Europe, particularly Turkey, with elephants and antelopes. And as the earth started to cool, climate change, then the abundance of fruits started to be diminished and they started to starve. Many of the ape species died off and the elephants died off. They know from fossil records that there were striations on the teeth indicating that there were bouts of starvation. Some of these species of apes actually created a mutation to take the uric acid, which is a byproduct of eating a lot of fruit, which is what they did. Apes are all about fruits. That's what these hands were designed to do, is pick fruit. And they were designed to take the byproduct of fruit, which is uric acid, and convert it into fat so we could have storage and insulation in the winter and energy stores for the long winters that climate change brought. When it got really cold, some of these apes were smart enough to head home and go back to Africa. And they actually somehow brought that genetic shift into all the apes in Africa. And one of those strains of apes became us. And today, to this day, if we find ourselves eating too much high fructose corn syrup type foods or too much meat that creates uric acid levels that are high, like lobster and certain types of fish and red meat, which we think of as causing gout, those uric acid levels are linked to obesity and heart disease and diabetes. And there's good science to support that. What's even more interesting is good studies have shown that the average American today has about, and this is actually in 2007, 2008, has about 22% of the population have high uric acids in their blood. And in 1997 and 98, only 3% of the population had high uric acid in the blood. Bottom line is this insidious, I wouldn't call it an epidemic, but this insidious problem of uric acid levels creeping up is as prevalent, according to science, as high cholesterol and high triglycerides. But nobody tests for your uric acid levels unless you have gout. So next time you go to your doctor, definitely ask to get your uric acid levels test. And those numbers, according to some studies that I write about in this article associated with this video, should be a lot lower than what the current normal ranges are. Absolutely lower than 6 milligrams per deciliter is where you should be. Bottom line is that there are things that we can do and eat to actually help us mitigate the excess uric acid which is in our diet. One is this high protein diet that we're on, that the average American eats more than almost 2 times as much as what the RDA says we should eat in terms of protein. So has this high protein diet pendulum reached its limit, and will it begin to start shift back? You bet it will, and it is already. And the science is already suggesting that a high protein diet, high uric acid diet causes obesity, weight gain, and heart disease. So that's going to have to change, and it is changing as we speak. So that shift is happening. I would humbly suggest we eat from the seasons and understand that the microbes are changing from season to season. The foods are changing from season to season. We go from high carb in the spring and the summer to high fat and high protein in the winter. This is a natural shift that we've been doing for millions of years. Interestingly, uric acid levels naturally get higher in the fall and the winter and much less in the spring. Why in the fall? We're eating more proteins and more fruits at the end of the fall and the winter, which precipitate more uric acid, which forces the body to store more fat to help us survive and navigate a long, cold winter. This is the beautiful ebb and flow of nature that we've just lost and have disconnected ourselves from, and it's something that we absolutely must regain. So, what are some of our strategies above and beyond eating a little bit less protein? Remember, here's a trick. The average centenarian around the world eats a 90% plant-based diet. That's a good idea. Number 2, 10% of their diet is meat, only 10%. So if you can have a 10% of your diet as meat, if you're going to eat meat, and the rest of your protein you can get from nuts and seeds and other sources, plant-based sources, you're golden. Beans and things like that, you're golden. But try not to eat more than 10% of your diet as meat. Okay, that's a good, safe bet. All right? Now, What can you do to lower your uric acid levels or mitigate them? Vitamin C has been shown to be phenomenal for that. Just 500 milligrams of vitamin C a day has been shown to reduce uric acid levels. Lemons and limes are great to mitigate. The citric acid mitigates and lowers uric acid levels. How cool is that? Cinnamon has been shown to lower uric acid. A couple of really cool Ayurvedic herbs. Triphala also has vitamin C in it. Also really great for your liver. It mitigates uric acid levels and lowers your uric acid levels, as well as supporting better elimination. And my favorite one of all, which maybe we need it the most, is ashwagandha, which is a winter harvested, fall harvested, warm, heavy, sweet root. It also lowers uric acid levels if they're in excess, which is what we think about as a warm winter rejuvenative immune boosting herb. So ashwagandha is phenomenal for that as well. So there are some great strategies for you to make sure you keep your uric acid levels down. Definitely get a test next time you get your blood work done. And please read this article. It's absolutely amazing to understand how all this happened kind of in an evolutionary manner and what we can do about it today. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard. Hi, did you like this video? Do you like our content here at LifeSpa? You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/John Douillard right here and get this valuable content every week in your inbox.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.